We've been asking our Sunrisers how you feel about staying at home, and are you ready for things to get back open? Now that we know the plans of Governor Walz's next steps for reopening Minnesota, people are letting us know how they feel about all of this. So some are really happy and saying the stay safe transition, including Republican Senate Majority Leader Paul Gazelka, who's been outspoken against Walz's actions from the very beginning. Now, he posted a video on Twitter saying that the state is moving in the right direction, and now it's up to Minnesotans to practice safe social distancing. And a lot of people praising Governor Walz, like Judy here, who thanked him for his, quote, thoughtful response to the crisis. And Lisa, who wrote on Facebook, thank you for trusting Minnesotans to do the right thing and the hard things, and for thinking about our neighbors and loved ones. But of course, with anything, not everyone is on board. Heidi here said she's been so disappointed and thinks that Walz caved to people who don't care about others' lives. And Patrick doesn't think people will be smart about reopening after seeing people ignore social distancing on golf courses. So some personal experience from Patrick there. And Carly wants to see the state open up even more than it already is. She says people can use their own discretion. And maybe you agree with this comment here from Diane, who's approaching everything with caution. She says, I wish this was because the virus itself had been tamed. Now we have to depend on people being smart. Now, data actually shows that under the stay-at-home order, physical contact actually went down by 60% instead of the predicted 80%. So Minnesotans were already doing better than what experts thought we were going to do. We're going to have to wait and see, though, as we heard from Governor Walz, see how this pans out. And of course, if we see an influx in virus numbers and cases and deaths, he might have to extend or put the stay-at-home back on the table.
Yeah, I think that would be the worst thing psychologically for us, is if this, got out of control and then we had to go back to what we already done. So let's hope, everyone kind of takes this easy and we can keep going in the right direction. Thanks a lot, Alicia.